Are you ready?
What's going on, everyone? For WrestleTrivia, I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis. Yeah! And you're watching a special episode of Wrestling Jeopardy. This is WrestleMania Jeopardy.
Give me a hell yeah!
The ultimate interactive 50-question game show where you're the contestant.
You are right, my friend! WrestleMania is the biggest event of the world!
And please do us a favor and like and subscribe to this channel. Now let's go to the board and check out the categories that you'll be quizzed on this first round of WrestleMania Jeopardy. And how fitting that we're beginning with WrestleMania opening matches, followed by WrestleMania debuts. Our third category is WrestleMania title changes. Our fourth category, WrestleMania taglines. And our fifth category for this first round of Jeopardy, I thought I'd make it a little bit easy for you. This is going to be WrestleMania true or false. And that sound means it's time for the jobber round. This is the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy.
Ready to play the game.
So let's walk that aisle and kick off the granddaddy of all Wrestling Jeopardy episodes with this clue. Both WrestleManias 31 and 32 opened with ladder matches for this WWE Championship. Now, I certainly hope that you climb the ladder of success in this episode. The correct answer: what is the Intercontinental title? We're on to our first clue from WrestleMania debuts. Signing this former UFC Women's Champion may have been best for business, but it did not pay off for the Authority at WrestleMania 34. Alongside Kurt Angle, she took to the ring like a seasoned vet in her debut match. The baddest woman on the planet, who is Ronda Rousey. Let's move on now. Here comes the third clue of the game, and it belongs to WrestleMania title changes. From undesirable to undeniable, this second-generation superstar dethroned Roman Reigns to become the new, undisputed WWE Universal Champion at WrestleMania 40. A moment that I am grateful to have witnessed in person. Who is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? On now to the fourth clue. The tagline for this WrestleMania was, "Houston, we have a problem." Setting an all-time attendance record for the Houston Astrodome was WrestleMania 17. Hopefully you haven't had any problems thus far as we move on to the final clue of the first jobber round. True or false? The Iron Sheik won WrestleMania 17's Gimmick Battle Royal simply because he couldn't take the necessary bump over the top rope to get eliminated.
By the time the Iron Sheik gets to the ring, it'll be WrestleMania 38.
Sheiky Baby's knees were totally shot, and there was no way to safely eliminate him. The correct answer is true.
Touch yourself.
That's going to do it for the first round. Let me know in the comments section below if you went 5 for 5. Now it's time to boost the difficulty just a teensy bit little more here.
I'm sorry, but I'm very nervous, but that's a part of the fun.
With the 400-point round, we start with WrestleMania opening matches. WrestleMania 10 kicked off with a technical masterpiece between these two brothers. In my personal opinion, this match had everything. 5 stars from Kevin J. Callis.
It really felt good.
If you haven't seen it in a long time, make sure you rewatch it. If you've never seen it, you gotta check out Bret Hart versus Owen Hart from WrestleMania 10. Let's move on. Here comes the second clue of the 400-point round. We're heading back to more WrestleMania debuts. Wearing a toga instead of his signature cowboy hat, Jim Ross made his WWE broadcast debut at WrestleMania 9 in this city. Hailing from Caesar's Palace, the first ever outdoor WrestleMania was held in the sunny desert city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's move on to another WrestleMania title change for 400. A changing of the guard took place at WrestleMania 21 as these two superstars became WWE World Champions for the first time in their careers. Who are John Cena and Batista? Let's move on to the fourth clue of the 400-point round. The tagline for this WrestleMania was the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania in history.
And that is stupendous!
No one sold the word stupendous better than Pat McAfee. What is WrestleMania 38? On to the final clue now, worth 400 points this round. True or false? In 2021, WrestleMania 37 was put on hold for over 30 minutes after storms caused the second weather delay in event history. And I quote an incredibly cheesy line from Michael Cole, WrestleMania became WrestleRania. However, this was not the second ever weather delay, this was the first, so the answer is false. Alright, how are we feeling so far? I'm checking in. 10 questions down. Now normally there'd be 15 to go, however, this is WrestleMania Jeopardy.
There is no comparison.
40 clues remain and we open up the 600-point round now with more opening match trivia. This WWE Grand Slam champion has been involved in the shortest as well as the longest opening bout in WrestleMania history. Lasting only 18 seconds at WrestleMania 28, 2 years later, Daniel Bryan went over 25 minutes in his victory over Triple H. Alright, let's see if you can correctly answer this clue from WrestleMania debuts. Following its establishment in May 2006, WrestleMania 23 was the first to feature this brand. What is ECW? On to WrestleMania title changes for 600. WrestleMania 16 saw so many title swaps, even this wrestler lost 2 championships in the same night. A lucky or unlucky number 13 title changes occurred at WrestleMania 16 or WrestleMania 2000, and unless something wild like another hardcore battle royal pops up again, safe to say this record's gonna hold for a while. However, to answer the question, a 2-fall 3-way match for the Eurocontinental Championship saw Kurt Angle drop the IC and European titles respectively to Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. Let's move on to more words used to describe Mania. The tagline for this WrestleMania was too big for just one night. At least something good came out of the COVID-19 pandemic. That would be 2 nights of WrestleMania, which all began at WrestleMania 36. And let's move on to the final clue of round number 3. True or false, during his main event match against John Cena at WrestleMania 28, The Rock suffered a broken right foot. The Brahma Bull was injured during this bout, however, it was not his right foot. He tore his right hamstring, meaning this answer is false. Alright, things are starting to get real tough now before you get a little break with another jobber round to kick off Double Jeopardy.
It's only appropriate.
It's time for the 800-point round, starting with WrestleMania opening matches. This 2-time WWE Hall of Famer once competed in 3 consecutive WrestleMania opening contests. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, officially jerked the WrestleMania curtain at Mania 7, 8, and 9. Here comes WrestleMania debuts for 8. And here's the first daily double out of a total of 3. There's going to be 2 more daily doubles in Double Jeopardy because it's called Double Jeopardy, so that's why we got to have 2 more daily doubles. I'm not going to say the word double anymore. I mean, I have to, but anywho, the category for this daily double is WrestleMania debuts. Place your wager now. All right, time is up. Here comes the first daily double clue. This future superstar was quietly introduced to the WWE Universe as part of John Cena's gangster entourage at WrestleMania 22. In his hometown of Chicago, the Second City Saint hit the big time. Who is CM Punk? And we are moving on to Mania title changes again, this clue worth 800 points. The first title change in event history occurred at the inaugural WrestleMania when Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik defeated this team. Who are Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, aka the US Express. Let's go on to more taglines. The tagline for this WrestleMania was "Where it all begins again." Or as Chris Jericho would say it, "Where it all begins again." Now the WWE doesn't dare talk about this event, but I had to sneak it in there. I mean, I'm trying to get a question from every single WrestleMania in history. What is WrestleMania 20? And the final clue of round number 4 brings us to another clue where you have a 50-50 shot of getting it right. True or false, WrestleMania 41 will host the first non-title singles match between 2 women in event history with no stipulations attached when Jade Cargill takes on Naomi. No more Playboy pillow fights for you pervs out there. This answer is absolutely 1000% true.
I'm gonna tear that ass up, and I'm gonna take what's mine.
Easy!
Okay, 20 clues down, which normally means it's time for the main event, but we're gonna save that for Double Jeopardy.
That sounds pretty good!
We start the 1,000-point round with the final clue from WrestleMania opening matches. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross bested this tag team to begin night 1 of WrestleMania 36 in 2020. Marking the very first time that a women's match actually opened up a WrestleMania, Bliss and Cross captured the WWE Women's Tag Team titles by defeating the Kabuki Warriors Asuka and Kairi Sane. Let's move on to Mania debuts for 1000. At WrestleMania 6, Diamond Dallas Page chauffeured the Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine in his pink Cadillac to ensure a successful live debut performance of their new song Hunka Hunka Honky Blank. Don't you agree that everybody deserves and possibly needs just a little bit of hunka hunka honky love?
Mercy!
Let's move on to title changes for 1000. Sami Zayn pulled off a huge upset at WrestleMania 40, capturing the Intercontinental title from Gunther, thus ending the Ring General's record-setting reign at this many days. Damien 666. I'm losing it. So many questions. The answer, 666 days.
I just have zero respect at all for you.
Your final tagline clue from round number 1 is just one word: heat. Hopefully you're not feeling the heat so far, but the correct answer here is WrestleMania 13. One clue remains in round number 1 before we head to Double Jeopardy, so let's see if you can finish strong. True or false, the inaugural WrestleMania had a 1 p.m. start time due to the fact that a professional hockey game was scheduled for later on that evening at Madison Square Garden. Believe it or not, back then the WWF was not a main priority for the Madison Square Garden folks. So this is absolutely true because that night the New York Rangers defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-5. So there you go, 25 clues down. Now normally we'd roll into Final Jeopardy, but this is the WrestleMania Jeopardy Spectacular.
Something that fans have been waiting for years.
Which means we're only at the halfway point, so if you need a little intermission or a bathroom break, feel free to hit the pause button right now.
Alrighty then.
And we're back. Let's take a look at the Double Jeopardy board now. The point values have been doubled for these 5 WrestleMania categories. Triple H's WrestleMania entrances, WrestleMania facts and figures, WrestleMania streaks, WrestleMania retirement matches, and the final category, Name That WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right, honey.
Okay, here we go. We start off Double Jeopardy with a clue about this brand new WWE Hall of Famers' epic entrances at WrestleMania. Flanked by some of Orlando's finest, the game rolled into WrestleMania 33 on a 3-wheeled motorcycle prior to his non-sanctioned match against this freaking WWE superstar. It would have been nice if Papa H gave him a lift. I mean, he did have a torn MCL and the ramp was basically 80 yards long. The correct answer, who is Seth freaking Rollins? Let's get to some facts and figures for 400. If you add up the cumulative amount of time it took this wrestler to make every one of his WrestleMania entrances, the total would be 97 minutes and 20 seconds. Special shout out to WrestleLamia for this little nugget of goodness. I'm trusting their math on this, in fact. The correct answer, who is The Undertaker? All right, let's move on to the third clue from the Double Jeopardy Jobber Round. From 1998 to 2014, this wrestler appeared on 17 consecutive WrestleMania cards, 1 year behind his kayfabe brothers record of 18. All right, say it with me, everybody. It's gotta be Kane. On to retirement mania matches for 400. Ric Flair's WWE retirement match at WrestleMania 24 in 2008 marked the first time the Show of Shows was ever held in this U.S. state. As the second WrestleMania to be held entirely outdoors and taking place at the Citrus Bowl, what is the state of Florida? We finish up this round with a visual clue. Name this WrestleMania. Easily one of the top 5, if not top 3 WrestleMania moments of all time. Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant in the Silverdome, brother, at WrestleMania 3. We continue to ramp up the difficulty with another clue about Triple H's WrestleMania entrances worth 800 points. This former women's champion made her first WWE appearance at WrestleMania 12, escorting Hunter Hearst Helmsley to the ring. Leading the Connecticut Blue Blood into a 90-second squash, courtesy of the Ultimate Warrior, was the Sexy Sable. Here comes another fun fact or figure. The record for the most WrestleMania wins in a single night is held by this superstar, who won a total of 4 times at WrestleMania 4. And his then wife at the time, the lovely Miss Elizabeth, also set a record for the most evening gown changes with 4. The correct answer, who is the Macho Man, Randy Savage. What do you say we go streaking again for 800 points? Here comes Daily Double number 2. The category is WrestleMania Streaks. Place your wager now. All right, time is up. Here's the second Daily Double clue. This female superstar currently holds a 4-match winning streak at the Showcase of the Immortals. You know, you can't spell WrestleMania without, let me see it here, E-S-T. Who is Bianca Belair? Here comes another clue about Mania retirement matches for 800. The "You Suck" chants weren't directed at your Olympic hero during Kurt Angle's final match at WrestleMania 35. They were meant instead for this wrestler. Who is Baron Constable Sad Happy Corbin? It's time to finish up the 800-point round with another visual clue. Name this WrestleMania. Just like his papa, here comes the money, and there goes the money's quad. Thank God Snoop Dogg was there to save the day at WrestleMania 39.
Somebody make some noise for that.
All right, let's keep it going. 35 clues down, 15 to go, plus one more Daily Double and Final Jeopardy. The 1,200-point round of the game starts with the game. At WrestleMania 29, Triple H not only overcame the brutality of Brock Lesnar, but also a botched entrance that caused second-degree burns to his arms and torso thanks to this chemical substance. Now, of course, all you internet trolls out there had to make fun of Papa H with all that white junk on his stomach, which was actually dry ice. Get your minds out of the gutter.
Wait till you see the...
WrestleMania Facts and Figures has your next clue. This wrestler's WrestleMania record is anything but golden, having never claimed a single victory at the Spring Classic. He's got to get one of these days. Who is Goldust? We approach the halfway point of Double Jeopardy now, and it's time for more streaking. It's not like the trail of defeated opponents the dead man left in his WrestleMania wake were a bunch of ham and eggers. Just ask the 4 members of this WWE faction. Who is Evolution? We're on to retirement matches now for 1,200. After losing the Intercontinental title to Rey Mysterio in just 22 seconds at WrestleMania 25, this superstar threw a hissy fit and quit. Pardon the pun, but this WrestleMania retirement was a joke. Who is JBL? Let's run on now to your next visual clue, worth 1,200 points. Name this WrestleMania. And Charles Robinson was running at WrestleMania 24. All right, it's time to play the 1,600-point round, starting with this clue. For his no-holds-barred battle with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 27, this banger of a song by Metallica rang throughout the Georgia Dome. Signaling the arrival of the King of Kings was for whom the bell tolls. We get another fun fact or figure for the next clue. And here comes the final Daily Double. WrestleMania Facts and Figures is your category. Place your wager now. All right, time is up. The only main event in WrestleMania history featuring wrestlers using their actual real-life names occurred when these two superstars faced one another. And they faced one another at WrestleMania 19. Who are Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. Let's move on to more streaks for 16. 21 years after WrestleMania 4, this superstar would once again compete on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania 25. Despite retiring from in-ring competition in 1994, it was clear that the Dragon was still more than capable of competing at a high level. Who is Ricky Steamboat? And here comes another retirement match. Well, sort of. At WrestleMania 19, Stone Cold Steve Austin sported a new jacket with the letters OMR for his match versus The Rock. What does OMR stand for? At WrestleMania 19, it was one more round for the Texas Rattlesnake, well, until WrestleMania 38. Here comes a visual clue worth 1,600. Name this WrestleMania. The pioneer rap trio of Run DMC was the first musical act in WrestleMania history to perform a song other than America the Beautiful or the national anthem, and this happened in 1989 at WrestleMania 5. 45 clues are down, 5 remain. You know what time it is.
The day has finally come. The minutes, the seconds. We have reached our moment.
That's right, it's the main event, and this is the most valuable main event in Wrestling Jeopardy history. Each clue worth 2,000 points. That means you could finish this round with 10,000 points. However, if you think you're a die-hard wrestling aficionado, these 5 questions are guaranteed to put your knowledge to the test.
You might not be an A, but you are a B+.
We begin with the final clue about Triple H's WrestleMania entrances. Drowning Pool performed their version of the game from this WWF soundtrack album for the Cerebral Assassins WrestleMania 18 entrance. What is WWF Forcible Entry? The next clue worth 2,000 points belongs to WrestleMania Facts and Figures. This original member of the Nexus has participated in more Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals than any other WWE superstar. I mean, good for this guy. He's got kids. Who is Heath Slater? Only 3 clues remain on the board. Let's get rid of one of them now. Here comes streaks for 2,000. When this superstar's 7-match WrestleMania losing streak came to an end in 1993, it happened before the pay-per-view broadcast began, so only those in attendance saw it. Defeating Papa Shango in a dark match at WrestleMania 9 was none other than El Matador, Tito Santana. Here comes retirement matches for 2,000. The English commentary team for Shawn Michaels' final WrestleMania match included Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and this former WWE wrestler. Who is Matt Striker? All right, here comes the final clue of the game before Final Jeopardy. It's clue number 50. Name this WrestleMania.
Bob?
What's the meaning of this intrusion? That's what's wrong with America today.
And that right there is former teeny bopper Jonathan Taylor Thomas playing chess with Mr. Bob Backlund at WrestleMania 11. So there you go, 50 clues about WrestleMania have led us to this point right now, Final Jeopardy. And the category is Overheard at WrestleMania. All right, time is up. Here comes WrestleMania Jeopardy's final clue. Who said, "This is your destiny. This is what you worked for. This is what you trained for. This is yours"? Was it A, Bobby Heenan, B, Paul Heyman, C, Vince McMahon, or D, Xavier Woods? Good luck. And the final correct answer of WrestleMania Jeopardy is...
This is what you work
It's heartbreaking to watch. I think we are.
This is yours.
Who is Paul Heyman? Round of applause for each and every one of you who made it through this episode of WrestleMania Jeopardy. I have so much fun putting all of this together. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Kevin J. Callis.
Yeah.
And I'll see you next time.